Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Beth Ann, and today I am doing the tag about tags, which was created by the lovely Roz over at Scallydandling about the books, and I was tagged by Gunpowder, Fiction, and Plot, so I will post links to both of those channels in the description box below. So let's dive right in. As always, there will be timestamps to the questions below if you want to pick and choose what you watch. So the first question, did you do the Booktube Newbie Tag? If not, what was your first tag? And do you choose to watch Newbie Tags? So I did do the Booktube Newbie Tag. I posted it on October 6th, 2020, which was a few days after I started my channel. It was, I think, like my fourth Booktube video, so I had no idea what I was doing. So I do watch newbie tags because I think that aspect of people having no idea what they're doing can be really fun to watch. People are really cute and awkward in their newbie tags because you're a newbie. I do think, as some other channels have pointed out, I think Laura at the Reading Mushroom put it the best, that some of the questions in the newbie tag are not immediately what I would think of to ask a newbie. So she said, like, the first question should just be, who the hell are you? And I think it takes a couple of questions to get to that in the newbie tag. So I think it's not the best tag. But yeah, I do enjoy watching it. I think it's a great way to just get introduced to who people are, because a lot of their mannerisms and things and the way they approach books do come out a bit in that tag. I don't tend to deliberately search for that tag too often. Now when I'm discovering new channels, I tend to follow through with shout outs and things that other people are doing on their channels, because then I know that the channel that I watch has already, vetted that person, and if they like it, there's a higher likelihood that I'll like that new person. So I do still watch them, but I don't tend to search for newbie tag in the search bar, if that makes sense. Question number 2, tag emotions. What feelings do tags provoke in you? Tag joy and delight, tag boredom and resentment, tag guilt or anxiety, even tag envy. So I would say all of those emotions except boredom and resentment. I think tags are really fun. I think they're kind of a great way to just get to know people a little bit more beyond the books, which is fun because I think we like watching each other for our personalities, not just our thoughts about books. So I'm always really happy and excited when someone tags me. It means someone watches my channel enough to have thought of me, which is really exciting and flattering. So I always have positive feelings when I see I've been tagged, and I have positive feelings when I see that a booktuber I subscribe to has done a tag. I know that it'll often be a fun video and I might learn something new about them. I do sometimes feel a little bit of guilt because I only recently, this is getting into a later question actually, I only recently started keeping track of when I'm tagged in tag videos or tag videos I would like to do. So I know I missed a lot in the first couple months that I was a booktuber. Like I know John over at Hey Y'all Listen Up, and I think Courtney Ferreter and maybe Rosie Cockshut all tagged me perhaps in some tags that I let fall through the cracks, so I'm really sorry if that's the case. And I also do sometimes have some tag envy because some people are so awesome when they do tags. So, oh well, but mostly positive feelings. Question number 3, tag favorites. What kind of tags do you like most and least to do and to watch? So I watch pretty much all tags. I think they're all fun in different ways. My preferred tags are the ones where people are digging into books and often making contrasts and comparisons across books, which, we all read, and so you might have books that you've read like a few years ago or something, and so I haven't seen you talk about them on Booktube, but then you're comparing or contrasting them in some way with a book you read recently. So I like tag videos that kind of make people pull up stuff that they've read previously or really think about books and the connections between books. But then I also, I just like every tag. Like I've said, I like the ones where you get to know the person a little bit more, so things that get a little bit more at other hobbies or personal life or professional life. I also really like the scavenger hunt kind of tags. I think some booktubers that I follow don't like those as much, but I'm really nosy, so I like seeing people's houses and the way their bookshelves are set up and stuff. So I do enjoy those. I don't like doing those because I live in an apartment, a small apartment, and I've moved a lot, and I have a 3-year-old who thinks that pulling books off the shelf and stacking them is a great game. But then they only get put back on the shelf very quickly at the end of the day, and so they're not in order. I used to have all of my books in a previous apartment way before parenthood. Everything was organized by genre and then alphabetical by author last name within genre, and that made my soul happy. But that's not the way things are anymore. So yeah, so I can't do those kinds of videos very well, so I don't like to do those. Okay, question number 4, tag style. How do you tag? Do you have a system for keeping track of when you are tagged or tags you plan to do? Do you prepare to do tags or just wing it? So I mentioned I used to not have a system, and I realized I was missing a lot of things, and I wanted to be part of these conversations and part of the social culture on Booktube. So I did start keeping track of when I'm tagged. So I do have a little notebook. I actually should have brought it from my desk, but I didn't. Anyway, I have a little notebook that's for Booktube stuff, and I have a page in that notebook that's just a running list of like videos I would like to do. And on that list, every time I'm tagged in a video, I just add the name of the tag and who tagged me in it to try to keep track of. And that's been working so far. So question number 5, tag, oh, sorry, and do you prepare to do tags or just wing it was the other question in that. So I do look through the questions quickly before I do a tag. I mean, I've already obviously watched several videos about the tag, so I do know what they are, but before I actually sit down and film, I just want to remind myself what they are and whether any required preparation. Like for this tag about tags, it came out over a week ago now, or a week ago. So over the past 7 days, I've like watched videos from different booktubers here and there as they're coming in, but it's also been interspersed with my regular booktube content that I like to watch. And so yeah, I do just take a quick second to be like, was this a tag I really needed to prepare for and like get books off my shelf, or is it just a chatty tag? So I do that sort of, yeah, mostly winging it, but teeny bit of preparation. Okay, question number 5, tag memories of the tags you have watched, done, or created. Which have stuck in your memory? Are there any you would like to revisit or revive? Some of the ones that stick in my memory are those scavenger hunt ones that I mentioned that I don't do because I just have jealousy and envy of some people's beautiful bookshelf setups, and I like to daydream about what my eventual house, whenever we're able to buy a house, will look like and what my bookshelf setup will look like, and I daydream about how beautifully I could do a scavenger hunt tag. This may never happen, whatever. But so yeah, I mean, it would be fun to do some of those scavenger hunt tags if I ever have a setup where that really feels possible. I really liked the, oh gosh, what was it? The anti-TBR tag I thought was really interesting, just to get people's perspectives on things they don't like to read. And a lot of the interesting conversation about that one, of course, was about controversial authors and different people's approaches to whether they still include controversial authors in their TBRs or on their bookshelves, whether they will spend money on them in any way, shape, or form. So I thought that was just a really interesting discussion. The DNF tag is also interesting to hear. Some people like me rarely DNF books and will put up with a lot of shit in a book, pardon my French. And some people have very elaborate scaffolding for like when and how they decide to DNF a book. So I think that is all really cool. And I think my personal brain space of thinking about DNFs has started slowly evolving in the back of my brain. With that, I think as a result of that tag and of watching so many people talk about it, I'm more likely to DNF a book now than I used to be, but I'm also, because of Booktube, more selective in the books that I decide to start reading, partly because I am just much more aware of how little time I have to read and how many very good books are out there. Thanks, Booktube, for rubbing that in my face. So yeah, I think those 2 tags, if I'm able to keep up with Booktube for several years, would be really fun to revisit, say, after I've been on Booktube for 3 years and have been doing this very intentional practice of thinking critically about my reading constantly to do Booktube. I think those would be really fun to revisit. Okay, so that's it for the official questions. So for tagging people, I would like to tag Jess the Book Freak because she often does the most creative tag videos. I don't know, Jess, I'd be very interested to see if you come up with something super creative for this one. But yeah, she does the best tags because she'll often do like an interview format, and so she's taking on different roles. She's pretending to be an interviewer and an interviewee, or one she did a Jeopardy version, I think. And so she's doing all the roles, and it's just really cute, and they're really fun to watch. So definitely Jess the Book Freak. And Liz over at For Booking Out Loud does a lot of tags and always has just really thoughtful responses. She thinks really carefully about books and is a very thoughtful person. And then is also just a very sweet person. So I love the tags where a little bit more of her personality comes through, especially sometimes when that sweetness turns to saltiness, because she does have opinions, and those are always fun. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at Jess and Liz for now, and apologies if either or both of you have already been tagged. All right, with that, if you want to see more of my content, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks. Bye.